All right, we're live. We got me and Hank here, and back to StreamYard temporarily. Just 6 panelists, and it's going to be small engines. I mean, if you're coming on to discuss cooking or something like that, this ain't the stream for you. It's a small engine stream, and we've been getting off topic, and I've been getting a lot of nasty emails from people saying, "Why don't you talk about small engines anymore?" So we're going to try and keep it on topic and talk about small engines. So I will start out. Whoever is in the thing that wants to come up, we'll see what's going on. We'll go from there. But anyway, this week with me, we had the stream last Sunday. We were working on that quantum engine that didn't have a governor spring. And I found a governor spring that was on a Toro recycler, but it was pretty rusty. Okay, kind of rusty. So anyway, hey, wait, Dirt Rider. Let's see the Dirt Rider's comment. I'm the host, Dirt Rider. I can do whatever the hell I want. But if somebody comes up on camera and just sits there with a feed bag, nah, that ain't going to work. Anyhow, that aside. So I put the rusty governor spring on the Quantum. It didn't work. It didn't really give us the RPM we needed. So I went online to Mr. Bezos Amazonian, and they had actually a 30-piece governor spring set. And I'll throw the link in the description after the live. But for $12 and change delivered, you get 2 or 3 sets of every type of governor spring you could possibly want. So that arrived the next day. I grabbed the spring out of there, and it worked perfect. So if you're ever looking for governor springs and you don't have the right ones, I was a little leery because it's Chinesium. Actually, the bag said strontium on it. So definitely Chinese. But anyhow, it worked. So we'll go from there. I'm trying to do a video now. I've got a Poulon tractor in my backyard that I picked up last Saturday from a customer and been sitting for a year. And ask Hank, the weather today, you're out there for 5 minutes. It's beautiful. Then it starts raining. Then you go inside. It stops raining. You go back out. It's raining again. I've been trying to film this thing 4 times today. And every time I go outside, it keeps raining. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Anyhow, Will's garage. Hello, Will. Just talked to him last night. Randy, everybody's here. I'm waiting for Stella because Stella was going to help me out like she did last week and co-host. But anyway, the Poulon tractor basically sat for a year, had some old fuel in it, drained that out. But the main jet, I would assume, would be clogged. So I did the video of taking the shroud off, taking the carburetor off. I did that part of the video inside working on the carburetor. Now I just want to get outside, put a new battery in it, put the carburetor back on, run it, and hopefully deliver to the customer. But Mother Nature is not being cooperative today. It's like a dim, dreary day. But like I said, you go outside for 2 minutes, you get all set up to film, and it starts raining. And you don't want your equipment and stuff out there in the rain. So
yeah, even John Clem, he just messaged me that he just got home and he's got this 80-year-old man's trimmers, and he needs one back before the storms get here.
Oh, really? Yeah. Well, they're getting all the storms down there in Mississippi and stuff.
Yeah.
Nasty weather down there. So what have you done in the shop this week, Hank? Anything?
Well, I've been playing, trying to get these cameras to work right. What my problem is, every time I go to video, all that stuff that's on the video is on. I mean, all the stuff that's on the camera is on the video.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is, I'll show you.
I know you're trying to set up so when you do your YouTube, you could have different angles. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you get all this stuff on the bottom and all that, and plus a few more things that are on top in the video, like this.
Oh, yeah. The different lines and things. Oh, they stay in the video, all those different things?
Yeah. And that's off of these, cell phones.
Yeah.
But I have 2 box cameras that are like GoPros, little guys like that. And I'm trying to set them up. They were supposed to send me 2 HDMI regular to HDMI micro.
Yeah.
And what they did send me was a regular HDMI to a charger. So I can't run those things until I get the right wires.
Yeah, people don't realize too when you're filming. When I'm trying to film, I do everything myself. I don't really have any help. And I was watching Eric the Car Guy, is another channel I follow, and he has a cameraman Brian. He calls him. But when you have a cameraman, I can't fathom having a camera person. I mean, it would be so nice to just do the repair while someone's walking around filming you. You know, I mean, we'll film, and I am the crappiest editor. Ask anybody. And I have editing software, but I'm not the best. I really suck at it. Anyway, so what I try and do sometimes is I'll film something, and if I know I'm going to do a break and stop and do something else, I'll stop the camera and I'll go back. That way I don't have to edit the stop. I can just put the links together, the different clips, and that way it works out. So, we'll see.
But what I'm doing is that this is called a switcher, and I got 4 cameras I can run, and automatically switch over to one or the other, but not losing my audio by switching. So all the audio matches up with the cameras.
Yeah, I think Mike is aging you here, or he's aging. He's either aging you or he's lying about his age.
Oh, dirt writer, Kenny, don't forget Hank.
Anyway, yeah, like I said, the weather's it's supposed to be crappy all weekend. It's not really bright and sunny. It's bright, but it's gray. And like I said, you go out there for 5 minutes, the rain starts, and you really can't do anything. So trying to film, I don't know. I may ask Mrs. Pottymouth to help me film something. I just want to get this done.
Yeah.
Because people have been asking me, I would do a lot of short videos, small engine stuff, tips and tricks and things like that. And I like doing that. But this one's going to be a fairly decent video. So it's like, get it done. And then, I'm jealous of guys like Condon, who has got a nice, beautiful garage, with space in it where you can, no matter what the weather, you can work on it. So I just have to clean out my garage a little bit, but there's no space in the house for stuff that's in the garage. So trying to find space to do stuff is just, it's terrible. It really is terrible. All right, let me throw the link.
Action director on my iPhone, whatever that is.
Yeah, but Mr. Clem, if you want to come up. Anyway, yeah, like I said, I had a few. Hey, look who's here. The Mexicano made it. Rosie.
Hey, ¿cómo estás?
He's back.
My computer hasn't been on for 3 months.
Oh.
I was thinking about you yesterday. A friend of mine was selling a what was it? A Homelight 100cc saw. And I was like, I know somebody with one of those, or 2 of those, actually.
Yeah, 1.5.
Yeah. Are you ever going to get the other one working, or what are you going to do?
No, that was a 70cc.
Okay.
But same body. You know how they did it back then, right?
Now, everyone's asking me, did you come home to snow or no?
A little bit in the backyard on the north side.
Really? What's the temperature, though, there? Is it freezing, or?
It is, let me think if I can convert this. It's probably 40. No, it's freezing at night, so 29.
Okay.
And it's going to probably 50 today.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had some pretty warm weather here, but they're saying, I think Monday or even Wednesday, maybe a little bit of snow. And it's like, what? Right. Yeah. But we had a 75-degree day. What was it, 2 days ago or yesterday? Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to 17 tomorrow, which is 63.
Wow. So
it changes here. It goes clunk.
Yeah. Is anybody bringing anything by for you to fix, or has anybody talked to you about fixing anything?
Nothing.
Okay.
We checked the home. We checked the home voicemails too while we're down there.
Yeah. How did everything make out with your home? Everything was good. The guy watching, everything's good.
Yeah, perfect.
That's good.
Yeah. Nothing happened in the garage, and I've got the 2 batteries just on a top-up charge now before Trudy goes to the grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
Time to till the garden, huh?
No, it's still frost in the ground.
Yeah, it's still cold up there.
Well, we got 4 feet of frozen earth, so it takes right to the end of April for that to thaw.
Okay. All right, cool.
So you're not like
cool.
He planted already potatoes and all.
Yeah. I know I'm jealous. I go onto American gardening sites and people are, the guys down in Carolina, they're whatever. They're trimming their trees.
Like what do you call it? The UK? They've been cutting grass for weeks now.
Yeah. They're cutting here. A couple of guys, landscapers, have asked me about working on their equipment, And I said to them, I said, "Are you actually cutting?" He's a lot of them are doing the what is it, the thatching and stuff,
Yeah.
and getting the fertilizer and the lime and all that stuff. But you know, one guy wanted to drop off a bluebird. It was funny. I was thinking about you, Hank, because I know you got that one. And he's saying, "Oh, can you still get the blades for it?" And I was like, "You can. It's a pain in the butt, but you can."
Yeah, they're like $200.
Yeah, because the bluebird thatchers around here, if you can find one, they're $400 to $600 used. I can't.
Yeah.
I haven't seen one cheaper than that. And remember, you only use it once a year in the spring.
Yeah.
Right? You really don't use it for anything else.
I use the adapter for the springs on the lawnmower with the little spring.
Well, I have one of those. My snapper rear engine rider, they had a snapperizer, they called it, which is the springs, like you say, but it mounts to the front of the rear engine rider with a handle so you can lower it into the grass. So as you're mowing, it thatches and then sucks it up into the bag.
Nice.
So I got to try it. But right now, my ground is too wet. I can't do anything out there. It is literally sopping wet. You know, I went out there the other day. You know, it's dry out. If you go out in socks, your feet get wet because the ground itself is just. We have clay soil, so it retains all the moisture.
Right. Me too.
And
You want it to drain, you have to add sand. And then if you get the right mixture, you got clay and sand, which makes concrete.
Yeah. I tell you,
You know,
what,
he can get some of my soil and I'll take some of his soil. We can mix it and we'll have good soil because I have sand and it rains. It just goes right through it.
I wish, yeah. I don't have, like I said, my clay soil stays wet for days. I even get standing water in my backyard sometimes.
We do if it really rains.
Yeah.
But this is agricultural land. Like it's farming from here and down into the American prairies, all the way over to Indiana and more. Like it's that's where the big farmland is.
Yep.
Actually, they're coming on next Friday. They're coming to do a soil test.
For the tissue.
Oh,
yeah.
Like a pH soil test?
Usually like a perk test, you know, for drainage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I don't want to add on any more to my septic tank. And if that's going to happen where I got to move the septic tank or make it bigger or whatever, then forget about the building, you know, because that whole septic system costs you over $30,000, you know.
Hey, Brandon.
Right. So you don't have an option to hook up to the town or city or for anything?
No, not at all. Nope.
Yeah, you don't have any city in your street, right? It's not there.
No sewers, no.
I was fortunate when I bought my house. They put in city sewers in 1969. So, but the problem is, around my area, when they put the sewers in, they give you what's called an assessment, which is like a 30-year mortgage for the cost of the sewers. And generally, when you buy a house in my town, anyway, you're usually asking, is the assessment paid or is there still an assessment? Because it could be as high as $150, $200 a month. This assessment, but they give you 25 years to pay it off, So when I bought my house, they said, "Oh no, the assessment's paid." I was like, "Oh, that's good." I didn't have to worry about it.
Back then it was only 10,000. Now it's like 50.
That. Yeah, I mean nowadays people pay 20,000-30,000 for the full hookups. Well, you know what it is?
But it's worth that.
You have to crush the septic tank, to crush all the lines and everything. Could do all the digging. Yeah, it's a lot of work. It is.
Yeah.
It is. Yep.
And usually, where's the toilet? In the back of the house. And where's the drain for the town? In the front.
Oh, yeah. That's the way mine is. I have a pipe in the back of my wall in my basement, and it's just plugged off with like a cap on it. Yeah. That went to the septic tank in the back.
Yeah, all of our bathrooms are in the back too, Hank.
Yeah.
We have an alley, so they can dig it up back there.
Yeah.
So now I'm looking at my backyard, and it's like I've had 7 or 8 push mowers in my backyard, probably for up to 5-6 years that just are sitting. I got to start pulling them out and selling. The problem is every time I try and pull something out, somebody calls me, "Hey, can you work on this?" I don't mind keeping busy, but my house is going to crap, right? All my equipment's going to crap. It's like when do you have time to work on your own stuff,
Exactly.
So it's hard to turn down the money, but sometimes I don't know.
I've taken an oath to downsize and clean up this year. It looks great out there. Like it without the snow, the backyard looks like springtime. But I've got a lot of stuff. I want to make my shed a little bit more accessible. Everything's stuffed. Every box of carburetors, every box of stuff. And do I need 50 carburetors? I probably only need 10.
Yeah, but you're pretty organized in your shop, Bruce.
I am, but it's starting to add up.
Yeah, yeah.
I want to move my wood pile. Things like this. I want to move my wood pile out to the back by the entry where there's a big gate that opens. And then I'd like to put the 2 tractors and my 2 snow blowers on the side of the house and put a little lean-to out there. That kind of stuff.
Yeah, Brandon says he's been mowing for 2 months down in Texas. It is
Yeah.
mixed. Oh, where is it? Hold on. I saw Mixter somewhere. Where the hell is it? There he is. Hello, Mick.
Hey, Mick, how you doing?
I said I was watching this latest video with the roller. I love the roller drive on the Hondas, but have you ever seen one of those here, Hank? I've never seen one. Yeah.
Never.
Do you have them up in Canada, Bruce, with the rear roller drive?
No.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be cool to leave yourself the tiger striping, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, we don't have any of that stuff here.
But they wear off and break, but the little plastic drag with the circle on the circle.
Yeah, the inside I think is plastic.
That helps. Yeah, that helps a bit.
Yeah.
Plus it doesn't shoot rocks out onto your feet.
There's the other Mick TGM.
Jeff's been mowing his lawn for 2 months already.
Well, Texas, yeah, down there.
Yeah.
Oh, Jeff Clark. Yeah, Jeff Clark. Where's Mr.
Nick.
Clark? Where is he? I know Brandon's in Texas. Where are you, Jeff? Yeah, I like the rollers. I just love the way they do the nice striping and stuff. Nana. Anywho, but yeah, like I said, the weather is starting to warm up, and we had new neighbors across the street from us. They're renting a house now. The owners sold it to their son. He literally lives in Israel, but he invested. He's had the house remodeled, and now. But here's what's funny, they're getting rents now here, $3,600 a month to rent a ranch home. It's like, my God,
I'm not surprised.
Jeff's from Washington.
Okay. Okay. Washington State. Yeah, Will. Everybody knows Will's Garage. He's got a decent channel. He's doing a lot of work too. I mean, I think, Will, you do mostly marine though, right? The day job, I think it's mostly marine, and then he does the power equipment on the side. There you go. Mike's going to tune into that. But anyway, yeah, this week, thankfully, I'm going in to get my ears worked on Thursday. I'm getting semi-permanent tubes put in, so I'll have drainage, because right now I can barely hear out of my right ear, and both are so full of fluid. Everybody sounds like this when they're talking. It's been like that for a while.
I thought you were just getting older.
Well, that tube. I've had problems with my ears forever, but I never had good drainage. My eustachian tubes are like plugged up, so I never have. I always get ear infections, things like that. So
yeah, so I was wondering, a lot of people have that done when they're kids.
Well, I've had it, I'd swear, probably 10 to 15 times total in my life, but I haven't had them probably in 35, 40 years since I was in my late teens, early 20s. But now the doctor said they do it semi-permanently. They take a piece of cartilage inside your ear and they attach it to the tube so it can't come out. And that way, in 4 to 6 years, they surgically remove them or replace them. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully, I will outlive the tubes. So we'll see. What do we got here? The Toro. I mean, there's different brands that will sell you the rollers that you could bolt behind them to roll with the mower. I've seen those, but I've never seen a roller propelled mower. The only time I've seen them is at golf courses because they need them for the flat grass, like the greens and stuff. You need.
Yeah, I've seen them on those. Yeah.
Yeah, but I've never seen anyone like a homeowner doing it. No. Nope. Erica, yeah, storms and stuff. Yep, I was talking to her a few weeks ago. Yep.
They had a big ice storm. They had a big bad ice storm there, and it looks like Indiana got some of it.
Mick, to answer your question, no, I can't. I'll tell you why. Most people, their earwax and crap in their ears is in front of the eardrum. Mine is the eustachian tube in back of the eardrum.
I think he means one of those extraction pumps that you suck oil out of an engine.
But my issue is behind the drum. So they have to go in there, cut my eardrum in half, open it up, suck out all the goo, medicate it, and then install the temporary tube. So it's regular surgery, regular anesthesia, all that stuff. I'll be in there a few hours, but that's why. Yeah, because most people have the dirt and crap on the outside of theirs. Mine's in the eustachian tube behind the eardrum. So that's why it's a little bit different. So, but as I said, I've had that my whole life.
Good try, Nick.
Yeah. So, yep. Will does on the side. Let's see.
Geez, I got a new battery. Oh, I'm going to change the subject.
It's funny because if people that don't know the human body, the way it's constructed, your eustachian tube goes into your sinuses go into your throat. So technically, you can go through your throat and your nose and go back up to your eardrum that way. It's all connected.
What?
Yeah, it's all connected. Yep. That way, when you have postnasal drip, it goes into your
throat. We all have that, don't we, at a certain age?
Yeah.
Mick.
Knock wood. My kids don't have that stuff, so thankfully.
I was out of my chair, Mick, except for it got cold and rainy.
See, right now I'm looking outside. There's no rain. I don't see any of the puddles dribbling, so there's no rain. But I guarantee you, if I walked out there now to finish that tractor video, it'd start raining. 4 times today I went out there. 4 different times. I literally set up, ready to hit record, rain. I was like, damn.
Everybody talks about the weather, but nobody ever does anything about it.
Yeah. Hey, Archie. You want to come up, Archie?
Archie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Tubes are great, Arch. I can't wait. To be able to hear again and not have infections, it's going to be great. Let's see.
You'll be able to hear Mrs. Potty Mouth again.
Well, selective hearing, we call it, right? They talked about that last night. Someone said something, and no, my wife, when my wife sneezes, it sounds like she's dying, like screaming, and they're like, you can hear that. I'm like, Cleveland could hear that, So anyway, yeah, she yells.
We had the best trip to Mexico we've ever had.
This was the longest, Bruce?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Hey, what'd you get with the metal detecting? Did you get anything this year?
I didn't get anything really, but some Mexican and American and Canadian change, like quarters, nickels, dimes, pesos. One little rusty kid's ring, and then just junk like a 6-inch long bolt, right? So I thought, I was down on the beach, right in the sand. So how in the hell could a 6-inch long bolt get into the sand, right?
Yeah.
I said to everybody, I says, I wonder what airplane this fell off.
Rub it in, Pete. Rub it in.
I know. Beautiful in Ireland, must be. The other thing I think about Ireland too lately is we have that Irish butter. I guess it's popular, the Irish butter. That's really popular here. But
Irish butter.
So did Brucey, when you came back, did you miss any of the local food or anything where you live? Did you go anywhere?
Oh, we just got back last night at 9:00.
Oh, okay.
So, did you get the same apartment?
Same condo as last year, yeah. 4th floor, beautiful view.
Nice.
You had good internet, huh?
Well, last
the
time
it was better in Mexico than I have at home.
Yeah. You weren't with your kindergarten pal, were you?
No, he bought a new place, so he's spending his money on that this year.
Okay. Oh man.
He's 4.5 hours south of here driving.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, I looked and I made a list yesterday of what power equipment I have left before I can start working on my own stuff. I have 18 pieces of power equipment that I owe people, and I have 4 people on the phone texting saying, when can I drop off? So it's one of those things, it's nice to be busy, but I don't know.
Yeah, and I scared them all off last year. Everybody's saying, are you gonna work on stuff next year? And I'm going, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to do. I don't even know if I'm going to do videos this year. I have no idea.
Do they contact you, Bruce, or just drop stuff or show up? How do they?
No, nobody drops stuff off except real good friends, and they just leave a tag on it and drive away. But I don't even know what I'm going to be doing this year. But we're still a month out from busy season, right? People are still chipping ice on the north side of the sheds.
Wow.
Like, what do you get behind my garage? Is 2 inches of ice in the alley.
What do you get started first, though, in your power equipment, though? Do you start with like your mower, your tractor? What do you actually start
mower.
with? How about the tiller? You got that tiller?
Yeah,
what's
that's
the-
stalwart. Tiller.
Yeah, the old dependable.
Yeah. It's a vertical drive. Most tillers are a horizontal drive.
Yeah,
This one has a vertical drive with a little narrow 4-inch belt or 6-inch belt.
Interesting. Oh, I said tornado. Yeah, bad weather down south.
Yes.
Texas, Mississippi, Missouri, all that stuff.
I talked to Big John about a month ago when there were some real bad ones going through there, but I think they've been bad all year long.
Yeah, the weather this year, it's been nasty weather.
We should comment on that.
Yeah. I know Clem had a few tornadoes local to him where he was.
Yeah, they said there was 10 tornadoes.
Yeah. Oh, those that saw on my community page, my son last weekend was in a charity hockey tournament to benefit children's cancer research, and he raised $2,500.
Oh, I saw where he had 1,500. They had 1,500. Now it went up, eh?
Yeah, well, Sikorsky actually donated $1,000 to the cause. So yeah, thank you to Sikorsky or Lockheed Martin. Yeah, 2,500 in his group, and then I think overall close to 200,000 total. So it was a good turnout, and all for children's pediatric cancer. So thanks to everybody that helped out. It was a great event. So. Hey, Dick Small Engines. Hello, Dick.
Was it an all-day, like a 24-hour hockey game?
It was actually a 24-hour hockey game where each team would play for X number of minutes, and it was sort of like a walk-a-thon where you get paid for how many miles. This was how many minutes you're on the ice. Okay, people donated X dollars per minute you're on the ice, and that's how their donations worked on some of the stuff, and also donations, things like that. But I think it was sort of, from what I understand, it was you had to go 24 hours. That was part of the rules. If you signed up your team, you had to be there for the whole 24 hours. And my son, I think he came home for an hour or two to sleep, but then he was there most of the time.
Good.
But he loves hockey. I played when I was a kid, when I was little, but he loves it. My kid, he referees. He's on ice crew for the semi-pro team here for the New York Islanders. Their semi-pro team is in Bridgeport here at the arena, and he's on what's called the ice crew. So when they come off the ice for a few minutes, the ice crew goes on literally with like dustpans, if you will, and takes the ice shavings off the ice. So they don't have to have the Zamboni come out all the time. They call it ice crew. I never knew what it was. And one day they had an ice crew tournament. And I go, what the hell is ice crew? And he goes, no, we go out there and clean up the ice. Oh, okay. So it sounds kind of cool.
Stay on ice skates for 24 hours. Man,
I'll tell you, you got to have good arches for that. Yeah. Oh, and also his team, he's on the Southern New Haven, Connecticut Men's Hockey League. they're in the finals. The day after my surgery, they're in the finals on Thursday. No, I'm sorry. Wednesday is the final. My surgery's Thursday. Wednesday is the final. Last year, they actually won. Their team, the Badgers, won. So this year, their team, I believe, is called the Buccaneers. And they're in second place right now. But the thing is, you know how when you do like tournaments, first place plays fourth place, second place plays third? My son was second place. They beat third place. The fourth place beat first place.
Oh, wow.
And now it's them against fourth place. So I said to them, does that mean it's an easy game? And they said,
No.
You never know. Because sometimes teams play a little lousy, especially when there's not a lot of teams.
Yeah.
Ringers come in at the end. So we'll see.
Wow.
Oh, let's see.
I could skate well, but I could never play that well because I didn't have the mass.
Yeah. I had the mass, just my arches weren't that good. My skates were sort of like this, but I was young. I was like probably 8 years old. My kid just started in high school. Literally. Yeah, just in high school.
Out on the prairies, you had either played hockey or you didn't go out.
Yeah, but it was funny. All my friends in high school that played hockey, none of them had their teeth.
Right.
It was always you got them knocked out.
I played when helmets were just coming in.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
60s.
Yeah. 5 pieces. Yeah, I got too much stuff going on. 3Bs. How you doing? Haven't seen him in a while. Anywho, I wonder where Stella is. I got to text her.
Yeah.
And I text her, Stella, where the heck are you?
In about 10 minutes, I got to go connect up the battery to Trudy's car and start it up.
Uh-oh.
Haven't started on him yet, or what?
Hasn't run since Christmas.
Oh, yeah, but did you have it on a trickle or anything?
No, I just disconnected the batteries and then I put them on charge last night with an easy slow charge. And then this morning I just put hers on a bit of a boost, a 14-volt charge.
Yeah. I took the battery that was in the tractor I'm working on, and the battery on the side says delivered March 2022.
Oh,
So 3.5 years old. But it took nearly a quart of distilled water to fill up the 6 cells.
Wow.
So I don't know if it just evaporated or what.
yeah,
So
I might have been overcharged.
I put it on a 4-amp charger, my father's charger from 1966, an original Sears Craftsman
Oh,
charger.
those are the best.
Yeah. And anyway, you could hear it humming as it's working. So I put it on there, and of course it went to like, 4 or 5 amps because it was like
5.2 amps maximum.
yeah, then it works its way down until you work it down until it's like 2 or less, and then choose it's good. So this morning I let it charge all night long. I came there this morning. I put on the voltmeter. It said 13.7. I'm like, okay. I put on my Top Don battery tester. All right. And it said 56% state of health replace, but 98% state of charge because of the voltage. So I said, let me keep it hooked up. So I had it hooked up for another, say, 4 hours. I went back again, disconnected the charger, hooked it up. Now it says good battery. It's a state of health, 85%, whatever. So it's still on the charger. I'm going to let it charge. And
make sure the acid doesn't expand and start popping out the holes.
well, no, I took the
quite a
caps off, so it's bubbling. You can see it bubbling.
Yeah.
The hydrochloric acid or sulfur, whatever that is.
Yeah,
It's
sulfuric, I think. Yeah.
But what I did was,
I like the way 3B's fixes things. He just goes out and buys another one.
Well, that keeps us in business.
Yeah.
well, we're a throwaway society, right? With push mowers and things like that. I'm waiting for the neighbor, like I said, the new tenants across the way from me. I looked up the rental agreement online. You could see, what they offer and stuff like that. And I guess mowing and stuff is part of the renter's responsibilities.
Yes.
This particular rent. So I don't know if he has. Oh, Stella, hold on. I don't know if he has a mower or what he's got, but we'll see. I told him. I said I fixed stuff and introduced myself. His name is Fabio. He seems like a nice guy. Hey,
there she is.
Hold on. I was wondering if you were going to come up.
I should be fired for this one. I'll tell you that.
What happened?
No. I just had I had my brother-in-law. He came over to help me with something, and the time got away. And then I've been hunched over too much at my computer, so I got these like back spasms or something. I don't know what's going on. So I finally got rid of my brother-in-law, and then I
you killed him. What?
I did. No. I took some mildly habit-forming back spasm thingy.
Oh, no.
Stella!
Oh, you guys.
I didn't do that. Stella!
Yeah. So I took some mildly habit-forming back spasm medication, and I'm washing it down with a cider. So cheers.
Robaxacet.
Oh,
Hey, the last time I talked to you, Stella, I had 1.5 beers.
Was that a good thing or a bad thing?
It was bad. I couldn't even find the numbers on my phone, and I actually do know how to use it now.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
It was fun.
what are you working on, Stella? You working on anything or what?
Well, I have got a couple
Wait,
of blowers here.
aside from training on propane.
Training on propane. No, I've got a couple of blowers that I'm working on. And one of them I started taking apart a while back. And I'm almost embarrassed to say that I'm going to have trouble getting it back together because the guy waited so long to get back with me to say, this is what I want to do. So we'll see what happens with that one.
Is
and
it
then
because
another one
you don't know where parts go or you can't locate all the parts?
No, all the parts are here. I just thought I'd be taking it apart real quick, get the go-ahead from this guy to fix it, and then I remember where everything went right away. But it's been sitting here for about a month or so. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll figure it out. Believe me. So that's okay.
I was watching, like I said, Eric the car guy yesterday, and he was working on a Honda Odyssey van. And I'm saying to myself, how do these guys, without any parts trays or anything,
Right.
just throw it all into a pile? And no, because on a car especially, and even on our power equipment, there's 13 size lengths, bolts, diameters, whatever.
Yes.
And
yes.
I mean, I don't know.
Well,
I always I'll take a pizza box and I'll mark it with a Sharpie on the pattern, and I'll stick bolts in
That's
there.
a brilliant way to
Until
do
somebody
that.
you know moves the pizza box.
Exactly. No, but the other thing I do too is I typically will, like, if I take off like the air cleaner cover, I'll put the bolts for that in the air cleaner, and then I will organize it in such a way that I can go back and find it. But it's been sitting here for almost 2 months, and so something's away. So I moved that and put it on top of that pile, and it's not good.
Well, it's like, with that pressure washer I worked on a few weeks ago, my buddy Ronnie just picked it up yesterday. But out of the 3 mounting bolts, 2 of them are about 2.5 inches long, and one's 3.5 inches long. Yeah. So you're like, which one is it?
Do you ever take pictures of that stuff while you're doing it?
It depends. I mean, if I'm videoing for YouTube, of course I have it. But yes. I like using cardboard. I usually take cardboard and a Sharpie. I'll make a little drawing. You know where I started doing that, to be totally honest? Back in the 70s, I did a water pump, my first Ford water pump, on a 1973 Ford Thunderbird. Now, if anyone knows water pumps, a Chevy water pump, 2 bolts, 2 and 2, you're done. A Ford, 17. Okay.
Right.
I
was so nervous because there's a million different lengths of these bolts. I end up taking a pizza box I found in the trash because we didn't recycle back then, and I punched the holes in, and that's how I remember. Because even my dad came out and he's like, "How the hell do you remember where all these bolts go?" I showed him the pizza box. He goes, "Ah." So I've been using
to this day with head bolts off of like a Tecumseh where the head bolts aren't all the same length. I'll do that.
Yep. I've been using the pizza box.
Put them back in the same hole too.
Oh, who is Boats and Goats?
Okay, I am just going to go start Mrs. P's car. I will be back.
Okay.
Put a comment in the comments, Boats and Goats. I'm trying to think, who the heck is that?
Is that Boats? Boats, probably, no?
Is it our friend Boats?
I think
Is it our friend Boats?
It's our friend Boats.
Is it our friend Boats? Hold on.
Yes. Oops.
What's going on?
Kitty, you got to stop pushing buttons when I'm pushing buttons, man.
Yeah, there he is.
Hey, what's going on?
Boats. I'm out of here for a bit.
I didn't get the goat part. I thought it'd be boats and RVs.
Yeah.
What's he got? A little friend over there? Oh, there you go. What'd you do to your foot? Boats.
Boats?
Boats?
Where are you, Boats?
Can he hear us?
I don't know.
What'd you do to your foot? What happened to your foot? You got us on mute?
Must be, yeah.
Are you on mute, Boats?
You on mute?
No, he just probably doesn't have the speaker.
How about now?
Now
can you
hear us? Can you hear us
Can
now?
you hear us?
No, not yet.
Hey, Boats, we're talking to you, man. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, hello.
Oh, hello.
Can't hear you.
How about now?
I can hear you guys.
Oh, there you go. Okay, now we can hear you now. We can hear you now. What's going on?
I didn't know nothing much. Just training my dog.
Oh, there you go.
What are you training him for?
He's my service dog.
Are you still down in Florida?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. How's the weather down? It looks sunny out there. Wait, what's
Beautiful.
that? Treadmill?
No, it's a dog trotter. Look up Dog Trotter USA. It's built for dogs.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. It's built for Malinois to run on.
Oh, wow.
But it's not motorized, right?
No, he motorized it. He's strong.
Now, is that a lab or what is it?
He's a golden.
A golden retriever. Okay.
He's just really solid.
What you do to the leg?
Nothing. He loves this toy.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't he beautiful?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to make service dog puppies with him.
Oh, wow. How long do you have to wait for them?
What do you mean?
Don't you have to apply and then there's like a waiting period to get a service dog? No?
Nope. I'm busting the myth.
Really?
Yep.
I always thought there was like waiting periods.
I'm going to give service dogs for free to veterans that are deserving. No strings attached.
Oh, cool.
Golden Boys Stud Service Legacy.
There you go. Now, do you have to have a license to do that, though, or what? How's that work?
Nope.
Okay.
What you see is what you get.
Yeah. I was going to say, yes, Dan's saying it looks like the dog's your power generator.
Oh, yeah. He really can get cooking on this. Especially when I play that goofy song. Who was that from, like, the 80s or 90s? The Digital Underground.
Okay.
They call me Humpty.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
He when I play that, I'm Boats and Goats on TikTok. I go live, and he's my hype man.
He's got a lot of energy.
Oh, I know. That's why I got this, and then I can groom him. I can check his ears.
Wow.
And it keeps it. And when someone comes to the door, he can run on that. And I don't care. He's not jumping at the door or at anybody.
Now, is that because you're limited mobility, so he can?
I'm flying in a couple weeks to Virginia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I hope I don't break a leg.
There you go. You still got the RV?
I'm getting a new one.
Okay.
That other one didn't work out.
Yeah.
I'm getting a new camp teardrop tab 360 with Battleborn lithium batteries for boondocking.
Cool.
nice.
Anywho,
he likes my foot.
Yeah, I was gonna say we haven't seen you in a while. I hope all's doing okay.
Oh yeah. This is the VA finally set me out for wound care. I've been dealing with infection in my foot, almost losing it and part of it for 3 years.
Wow.
My shipmate lost part of his foot, and I went to his funeral. I plan on living.
Yeah,
That's
one thing. I don't care who's in the government. The way they treat vets is appalling.
Oh, it's getting better. I'm making sure of it, brother.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make sure vets get a service dog and a dog trotter paid by the government.
Nice. Cool.
Government's got money.
Oh yeah. Oh, we just found a bunch of it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Stella, you're shaking your head.
Yeah.
No.
And the people that built this dog trotter, they have a son that's in the service.
Oh, yeah, cool.
So I like support. I'm trying to get them ramped up and busy with building these for veterans.
Now they patented it? They have the rights to it and all?
Oh yeah.
Nice. Really?
There's a couple of good service dog places in Florida. One of them is for blind people. They do all the training and then they give the dogs to blind people. It's there's some good stuff going on down there.
This is better in my opinion. I got him as a puppy. I love it.
Yeah. One thing I always wanted to do is, since I've always had bad hearing, is learn sign language. And I know a little bit of it, but my son years ago, he started learning it because he had a friend who, had to use it. So it was kind of cool. I was thinking about going back because we have something maybe an hour away called the Connecticut School for the Deaf. And they have free classes, and they actually teach it a few miles away from here at the University of Bridgeport. They'll teach you sign language. It's very cheap for the course, but I'd like to do that because, like I said, my hearing's been crappy my whole life.
I taught myself to read lips, Ken, after the Navy. After I lost my hearing. Yeah. I hate hearing aids. They suck. I read lips.
Well, I've been doing that the last 2-3 months because my hearing almost disappeared in my right ear. I had a cholesteatoma tumor years ago, and it deteriorated in our ear bone.
I'm sorry to hear that.
No, it's like, but now I'm getting the semi-permanent tubes put in next week. So hopefully the drainage will help, restore some of it, because right now you guys sound like this. So that's why, I can't see a lot of the comments because I'm zooming in on everybody and I'm sort of reading lips in between trying to hear. So anywho,
all right, I'm gonna jump off and take care of him. I just wanted to
hey, good
pop
seeing
up
you.
and say hi.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely
Good to see you, Boats.
Yep, and I'm working out too.
Yeah, I'm gonna look up that doggy trainer thing. That sounds pretty cool.
Dog Trotter, Dog Trotter USA. Yeah, it's a standard for working dogs.
Cool.
All right.
Good luck.
See you later. Yep, bye.
Bye.
Stella, I gotta apologize. When I was in my tent there, the internet was breaking up.
Oh yeah. You were breaking up really badly, and you eventually all of y'all just went away all of a sudden. It's like poof, everybody's gone. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
Well, the internet here lately has been terrible.
Did you ever figure out what was going on with your can't get rid of all that stuff off your clips?
No, but I was trying to explain to you that on my little what do you call it, square box cameras,
Yeah.
like the GoPros, but they're a different name. They come in without any stuff going around it, So
well, then that sure leads me to believe it's something to do with your camera settings on your phone. I mean, that's all I can guess. I don't know.
Well, remember, I'm running this through a selector, 4-camera selector.
Oh.
Wait, you're on that now, Hank? Or
no, I'm in the
No.
house. Yeah, but when I'm on the selector, I got to go through the selector first, then out. And I think
well, I mean, the best thing I can suggest is just start unplugging stuff until you start replugging it back in until you find out what causes it to happen, and then you can go from there. Because I'll tell you, especially a lot of this digital stuff is very, very complicated as far as how it sources its signal and how it sends it out. So you might not always make sense of where something is getting interjected into your video feed. So
they do make cameras where you could eliminate that. They do have a setting that all that stuff that you see on the camera, you can eliminate that from the view. Yeah.
Right.
But it can't. I guess the phones are different, But I can be on video editor. I can go ahead and crop it, crop that stuff out. But
yeah, I tell you, I'm looking up this dog trotter. Wow, there's some really intricate trotting machines for these dogs. Holy cow. Yeah, Dog Trotter USA. Yeah, here's that.
And I think that's probably really good for service dogs, which probably don't get as much exercise as they really need.
Well, like
that's probably good for them.
With his foot being as incapacitated like he is.
Yeah.
I tell you, really nice to have that way to exercise, especially if you live in an apartment or something.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
AJP's workshop, how you doing?
Yes. There we go. Golden boy. Ash is here. Yeah. So cool. Yeah, I never saw a treadmill for a dog before. It's kind of cool.
Well, I've seen them, but in other circumstances, which we won't go there.
But someone had made the comment too. Why don't we hook up a generator to the side of it and take advantage of the, because they have some generators now that really run on very low RPM that'll generate DC power that you can invert back, to AC and stuff like that. So.
Speaking of which, I watched James Condon's video this morning.
Oh, which one?
On that Honda generator. I think he put it out a couple of days ago.
So the EU 2000. Yeah.
Yes. He said it was from 2007. And I went and looked up the receipt when I bought mine. I bought mine in 2006. Crazy, huh?
Don't laugh, Mike. Don't laugh.
Boy.
That's awful, but funny.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, like 3Bs, you could charge, for USB.
Yeah.
You need only 5 volts for USB.
You don't need a lot.
Yeah. How are you making out with the van, Stella? You getting close to getting?
Well, no, I'm still doing a little bit at a time, a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Yeah.
And one of the things I was doing, I was talking to my brother-in-law and saying, "Hey, man, I need some help putting these front struts in." I think I can do everything except guide it up through the body and also get it aligned, because it's pretty long, it's pretty tall. So I said, hey man, can you help me? I want to put these front struts in, and I figured it'll take me probably a good 4 hours to do it, jack it up and put it on jack stands and whatnot. And
now, do you have any schedule on when this grandiose trip may begin?
Yeah. No, I know exactly when it's going to begin.
Because you have to be at a scooter rally somewhere,
I
right?
have to be in Eugene, Oregon, at the end of July. Okay. So I'm going to start my journey at the beginning of July. Nice. And work my way down south, and then I guess I should do it this way for everybody. Work my way down south, and then head up, into the Rockies, and then Eugene, Oregon, at the end of. And
now, would you say you're picking up someone to go with you, or how's that work?
Yeah. A very dear scooter friend of mine who is like the little brother I never had kind of thing. He's in South Lake Tahoe, so I'm going to pick him up. And
he's into scooters as well, or?
Oh yeah, he was one of my original scooter buddies from God. I think I met him in 2007, I think, or something like that. 2006, something like that. Anyway, he's a nice guy.
There we go. 3Bs is in Oregon.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. How close are you to Eugene? You hook up with Lawnmower Lady.
Yeah.
Hey,
somehow that didn't sound right, Kenny, but I understood what you were going for.
Yeah, but then if he shows up with a Lambretta, then he's right in there.
Exactly.
You know
that? Yeah.
No, one of the things I'm debating is whether to get a dual fuel generator. They've come a long, long way, and there's one right now because I don't have any gas in there. I mean, everything is electric, but as a backup for charging my batteries, if for some reason I wind up somewhere, it rains for 2 days or cloudy weather, and then I won't have to go find somewhere to plug the thing in to charge it up.
I'll tell you one thing though, and I never thought I'd say this, but even the smaller Predator generators that emulate the EU 2000 Honda,
yes,
they're beautiful, and for the
they
money,
are. Yeah. I've found one that is I think it's called Pulsar or something like that. It's reasonably expensive. Same thing. It's same size, 2,000 watt surge, 1,800 watt running load. On propane, it runs less than that. I think it's like 18 and 1,600 watts, or whatever propane stuff. But I like the idea of propane because I don't have to deal with gas. I can get like a 10-pound propane tank and just put it on the back. Yeah, Series 1 or an LD. Yeah, 1957 LD.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Yeah. Now those old scooters are pigs.
2,200 pounds. That's not bad.
That's not bad at all. No, but those old LDs, those are pigs. Those are very, very heavy scooters, and if it's an LD, it's going to be a shaft drive, and I have zero experience working on shaft drive.
Ooh, look at this one. This one strikes my eye. Hold on. Look at this one.
Oh, that's even older. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty. I like the. Now, is that supposed to have a fender on the back still?
Yeah, it'll have covers on the side, just like the first one. But if you scroll through the pictures, you'll probably see they're painted green side panels.
Oh, here's one with side panels.
Yeah. Now that is a Spanish bike. That is GP 200 or DL 200 is what they called them over there. They called them GP 200s over here. But that was right before they closed the factory. They closed the factory in 1971. Series 1. See, now, you don't even have to hold that stuff up. I can tell you what that is without even reading the titles.
Did they make a special model for the States, Stella?
No, they did not.
Interesting.
This
is a UK sales site,
right? Well, the only specials that they made like that were, I'm sure you've heard of like Allstate.
Oh, Sears Allstate, you mean?
Sears Allstate,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Vespa made their lowest end scooter. It was like a 125 or 100, whatever it was, the cheapest, lowest end scooter, and they sold it through Sears as Allstates. And Lambretta did the same thing. Now that's a That's either 100 or a 50 cc Cento.
100.
That interestingly has a monocoque body like a Vespa does.
Yeah.
The frame of a Vespa is the body. There is no frame inside of there. Unlike all the rest of those Lambrettas you look at, they have a tubular frame, so they drive more like a motorcycle.
Oh, look at my God. Wait till you see what this one sold for.
Oh, probably. Oh, yeah, 23,000. Yes, that is the most sought after version that was made in Italy.
How much do you think it sold for?
23,000.
Yeah, $23,000. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that too, Hank. No, the those scooters, like I said, they were manufactured. They manufactured them all the way up until 1971. They stopped manufacturing them. Those scooters, they're going to have anywhere from the small frame ones would be considered like 50 to 100 cc's, and then they went up to higher ones, 125, 150, 175, and 200s. Now, you were asking about the American-made versions. These were all still made in Italy, but going along the lines of Allstate, Lambretta did the same thing and sold them to Montgomery Wards, and all their line, it was called Riversides. So, right. And so, again, that was the lowest, is 125 cc. You know, a lot of them didn't even have speedos on them. You know, just the basic kind of stuff, and they were like the entry market scooter for a lot of people.
Huh. I'm going to type in Monkey Ward Lambretta. See what comes up.
If you just type in Riverside, that'll bring you up there.
Oh,
but they had other stuff that they called Riverside.
This one came up with a 1959 Mitsubishi.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. Yeah, and again, Montgomery Ward did the same thing that Sears, that Vespa did with Sears, but they were all called Riversides, and all the Lambrettas that came over, they were like baby blue.
Oh, here you go.
Yeah, that's even older.
Interesting. Now, the engines in those, they were made by Lambretta or Villiers, or who were they made by?
No. The engines were, everything was manufactured in Italy.
Yeah.
In Milan, I went to the factory back in 2017. What's left of the factory, they've torn it all down. Part of it's turned into a public park. Another part of it is there still is some sort of manufacturing there, but all the buildings, it looks like, you know, like an A-bomb went off in there kind of thing. So, but it's very interesting. I had a blast there. It was my scooter pilgrimage. Yeah.
Ward's Riverside Moped?
Yes. Yep. I have something very similar to that.
Pee-wee Herman. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, it's all fun stuff. I love it.
Yeah, we never had Monkey Wards over here. We had J.C. Penney only started up in my area like in the 80s.
Right.
We had Sears and G Fox and a couple other stores, but like Monkey Ward and JC, they didn't come. Montgomery Ward is still never here. You have to drive down to like Maryland, New Jersey to see a Montgomery Ward.
Two-stroke.
Did they ever make a four, or are they all two-stroke?
The only four-strokes they made were like when they got licensed from Mini Cooper to make Coopers. They did the 850cc and the 1000cc engines.
Now, do you have to mix the fuel, or is it auto inject?
No, they're all premix on old Lambrettas.
Okay.
They only did premix. Later on, Vespas had that. They have like an oil injector in there.
Yeah. Yep.
But that's why it's so critical that you that you make sure that, you know, the biggest problem where people blow up their scooters is they like start down a big hill and they roll off on the throttle. Man, your engine is still pushing and getting zero lubrication at that point. And that's why a lot of people seize up. So you just get in the mindset of always keeping two fingers on that clutch, ready to grab it. And then, and I've just got in the habit of anytime I like slow down, pull in the clutch, I pull in the clutch and I'll just blip the engine a couple of times to make sure that it's getting, because I mean, fuel is cooling on those old machines.
Nice.
That's
now,
cool.
have you ever rebuilt one of those engines, though, Stella? I know you work on the bikes. Have you rebuilt an engine?
Oh, several.
Oh, okay.
I'll send you a link sometime Tom asked me about that. And actually, my friend, the little brother that I ever had, we were at another scooter rally, and he won this top end, really expensive, like super duper top end and a crank and all that sort of stuff. And then I found another Lambretta in another town over, and I sent him a picture. I said, "Look what I just bought." And he says, "Well, why don't you sell it to me and rebuild my engine for me?" So I owned that scooter for like 20 minutes maybe. And so I spent like 6 months rebuilding it for him. And I would send him pictures, and then he would just pay for all the parts. I would send him a bill every month and say, "Here, I bought this, 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 and this." And he'd send me money. And then, because I was working a full-time job at the time, I would come in. It happened all right over there on that littered workbench you see. And I should send you a link to that photo gallery. I'll do it one day on WhatsApp or something.
Mm-hmm. Hey, look who decided to show up.
Trudy's car started.
Oh,
Good job.
no,
With the
late
baby
today,
seat in.
boys, because I had the Chubby Butcher 5-star small engine repair. Jake and me were watching the bare
Yes.
knuckle fighting in Dubai.
Oh,
So it just finished.
that sounds kind of dangerous.
A lot of cuts, a lot of bleeding.
Yeah.
What about the guys on TV?
Yeah, the guys that were sitting in the shop watching it. Pretty
No, I was
beat
gonna say
up.
the guys in the audience getting splattered.
No, I'm burnt out from doing inventory. This is driving me nuts.
Oh, is that over now or no?
Are you kidding? I got to do sometime today. I got to do blades,
Well, now that's what for tax purposes and all that.
oil filters, bushings for snow blowers. What else I got? All the spark plugs, inner tubes. Then I got to do all the only advantage I got is the carburetors. I think I've got about 4 or 5 big boxes of carburetors. We hardly used any. Anything, that we had in stock from the previous year, I still got, other than I think it's one carb. I used one new carb.
Hey, Robert.
Going on.
What are you working on? You working on anything?
Yeah, I had to change the fuel line and fuel return on my HC 152 hedge trimmer. I went to change the fuel filter in it, and the black line broke. And I looked inside the black line; it was clogged up. I'm like, "Yeah, time for
What's an HC50? What brand is that?
Echo
Oh, okay. HC or HT?
HC 152." Yeah. Oh, I sent you a picture message. They sell this Super Tech dual ratio pre-mixed gas at Walmart. How does that stuff work? It says 40 and 50 to 1 on the can. I'm like, excuse me.
Yeah, that could be here. I'll show you. This is what Robert sent me. Hold on. I didn't get that at first. He sends me this thing that they sell at Walmart. Look at what it says. What's the ratio?
45 to 1.
No, that's what I'm saying. Is it what the hell is it?
No, that's what I'm telling you. It's 45 to 1.
It says
So
40 to 1. Yeah, it said 40 to 1 and 50 to 1.
Flash 50 to 1. Yeah. So it's
right. Yeah. That's why they mix it at 45 to 1, so it will work one on with the lower one and the higher one. It'll just be a little lean on one side, a little rich on the other.
I always do 40 to 1 anyway on everything. So.
No.
Well, the reason I know that is I do 45 to 1. That's all I mix. And when I test out equipment, I just pour in a little bit of 45 to 1. Works great. Send it on. Be done with it.
What do you use for oil, though? Are you like an aficionado of a certain brand of oil or what? I know we don't have
I use whatever full synthetic oil that I have because I get a lot of it. As a matter of fact, I get it at all these scooter rallies I go to for like raffle prizes.
But so you're talking Opti One? Are you talking AMSOIL? What are you talking?
No, I'm talking about I get Royal Purple, I get Redline, I get Castrol, whoever they can get to sponsor stuff, and they give out a couple of bottles with each raffle prize. So I got a ton of good quality 2-stroke oil.
Yeah.
Fully synthetic.
Some people will not stray from their particular oil, you know.
Yeah.
I
Whatever's
don't know,
on
man.
sale here in Canada, Kenny.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Well,
and
not
you
now.
know,
Now with the tariffs, right?
Hey, I don't know what's going on here, but I'm looking at Christina here, and it says that that I'm
Who?
hiding her.
Who?
Christina
Who?
D'Anda.
Who's that?
I don't know, but
I
it
have no
says
idea. Christian DeAnda. I have no
Yeah,
idea.
Christian. Yeah, Christian.
how come it says I'm hiding him? I didn't hide him.
Oh,
I don't see that anywhere, Hank.
No,
No.
he's,
I do. I
Yeah,
see Christian's comment, but I don't see anything else.
yeah. I don't
No.
see anything else.
That's
Oh.
weird.
I don't see that.
Yeah,
It
I
must-
see.
maybe it's in one of your settings.
Oh, and I got that new tool that Bree talked about on Chicanic, that ratchet style scrunch.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's 12 point. And who
Oh, it
makes
is. Yeah.
who makes 12-point nuts and bolts? They're hard to find. I'm like,
Art
Like
says
it's
he
easier
sees
to
it.
use a
Yeah,
six.
that's weird.
Yeah, Archie sees
But
it.
are you looking on the YouTube chat? I'm on the StreamYard chat.
Stream YouTube chat. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, maybe different on the YouTube chat.
that's weird.
Yeah,
Why
'cause
would
I-
that happen?
Huh.
I don't know. I'm not gonna bring up the YouTube because I tried that last week and it like really crashed down my system. But it should be okay because everything I've updated with all of the potential, security breach that I had, and I should be okay. Let me put it that way. So
Yeah.
Should is a great word.
well,
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. Let's see.
So we're back on StreamYard now, right?
See now,
Oh,
This is through who? Stella?
yeah, StreamYard. I
Well,
never
no.
knew.
StreamYard this way. 6 people, not too many people. We stay on topic, and it was just turning. It was going off on tangents and stuff. And I did get a lot of people chiming in saying, whatever happened to the small engine chat? Where did it go? And I
Yeah.
said, okay. And there's, we will drift and every now and then or whatever. But initially, I want to talk small engine.
Yeah.
plus
Thanks,
I
Art.
can help moderate on
Yeah,
StreamYard.
I can't get a moderator on Restream.
Yeah,
I would have to pay
yeah,
the
I
extra
can't.
money.
I never
Yeah.
even noticed.
Yeah, Hank, I see it right here, Hank.
yeah, Archie says that.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah,
Huh? I don't know.
Yeah.
Hank, unless someone broke into your stuff, who knows?
I don't know. But Archie said he unhid it.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
That is weird.
That is, yeah. Remember, it happened a couple times before too. With somebody else.
Klaus is at a birthday party, I think a nephew or somebody. So he may be on later, depending on what time we shut off. But because right now, 6 hours, it's 7:00 in Denmark right now.
Depends how many beers he has at that birthday party.
That's oh no, it depends. I don't know if he's driving. I don't know if he would though.
He would never do that.
Yeah, I don't think if he drove. Yeah. But anywho, you keeping busy there? I know you got inventory, Wayne, but any kind of work, or you just shut down?
Riding mowers are popping in. Lady that's moving in, I think, moving in 2 or 3 weeks out of town needed her snow blower fixed because the carb was leaking, and she wanted it repaired before they shipped it, but she says you can't put any fuel in it, but I want to see a video of it running.
Oh.
So I took the carb off, ultrasonic the carb, pressure tested it before I took it apart, and it wouldn't hold pressure. Give it a little shot of silicone in there to see if wetting the needle would do it. Still wouldn't seal.
Huh.
So ultrasonic cleaned it and put the needle in the ultrasonic too, and put it back together. Pressure tested it. It passed pressure test, 5 psi. Held that for 5 minutes. So then I put the carb on, and because I didn't want to put fuel into the gas tank, I just took a piece of Tygon 1/4-inch ID, put it on with a little tiny funnel I got, poured the alkylate fuel in until it just came to the beginning of the funnel, and let it sit for 20 minutes and filmed that and showed the clock and said, okay, this is 20 minutes, went back, same level. Put my finger under the bowl to show her it's still dry, no leakage. Took it outside, fired it up, videoed it running for her until it ran out of fuel. And then undid the bowl bolt, just the bolt on the bottom of the bowl, just to make sure there was no fluid still left in.
Yeah.
Tightened it up, put it all back together, and it's ready to go back to her. Oh, other than the oil needs an oil change, and I'm surprised a lot of places don't want to ship stuff with oil in it either.
No, the post
No.
office here goes nuts if you ship it with oil.
Yeah, so I'm surprised she didn't say anything about. I think I'm going to have Jake call her just to make sure she checks with them that it can have oil in it.
Yeah. Now, how's that shipping? Like via truck?
She's got a bunch of movers that are coming with, the moving van or whatever. And and then the riding mowers have been shooting in here, and it's like bent blades from the end of the previous year and worn out blades, a bunch of equipment coming from along the shores of Lake Erie, let's say, where there's a lot of sand in the ground, and the blades just do not last.
Yeah. Hey, Mike, what's the difference between a 55? Is one the 4 mix and one's just a 2-stroke? What's the difference?
Maybe curved shaft, straight shaft. I don't know. I can't keep that stuff up in my head.
I know it's got the easy start, the 56.
I'm just Googling it now.
Yeah. Oh, I worked on one of those the other day too. The easy start system. That spring always breaks in there. That steel spring. So now they sell the kit where they sell the rope pulley is taller than the easy start pulley. It eliminates that extra spring, so it goes back to a regular start. So,
I was talking to somebody the other day, and they seemed to think that drop starting,
that's what it is.
A chainsaw with that was no problem. And my understanding is that you don't want to drop saw something with that spring.
No.
And I'm not going to argue with anybody on the internet,
And they're so easy to pull, like
why?
But it's weird though. It's a weird feeling. I'm even at the point where I know it's an easy start, and I pull it, and I just want to grab it and drop start it. You know what I mean? It's just a habit. But it was surprising. I went to the dealer because I can't get those springs, and we had a couple to repair, and they only had one spring in stock, and they're a still dealer.
Yeah, here they're about.
And so I said, order me 6.
Yeah, they're about $8.
That way I've got them. And then what happens? I get the phone call from the dealer. You wouldn't happen to have one of them springs, would you?
Yeah. I tell you, everyone I
now
talk
you're going to have to inventory that.
Yeah. Everybody I talk to wants me to swap it out for the solid pulley, so you don't worry about that.
Robert, how you doing?
I'm getting walking a little bit better. My back don't hurt like it used to and stuff. My knees don't hurt as bad. I've been drinking green tea.
Green tea? Yeah.
Yep. And now I'm trying to figure out the lighting in that shop. The one other set of fluorescent tubes, they come on when they want to. I found I got a hyper tough high bay light.
Yeah.
But I cannot find the hanging bracket for it. I'm like, where in the fool is the bracket at? It screws into the top and stuff like that. I'm like,
you had it or you're looking for one?
I had it and I don't know where the box is at.
Wow.
It's like,
I hate it when that happens.
Yeah.
No, you'll find it when you buy the other one and it arrives. That's what
exactly.
Now,
or just show up when it arrives.
It'll show up with that 10 millimeter socket you've been looking for.
That's right.
But I said, I'm like, I bought the thing, I unboxed it. I can't find a box, so that is the hanging hardware is probably in some plastic bag. It's just my shop's so disorganized, it ain't even funny. I'm like,
see this? I feel your pain, Robert.
yeah. Oh, and I ordered some I ordered some high intensity discharge lights off of eBay. I'm waiting for them to show up. One's a high bay light, the other two are floodlights. I'm gonna be looking at them, and one of them had a metal halide bulb in it. I'm like, yeah, metal halide.
That's gonna eat it. That's gonna take a whole lot of power, a big old ballast, and run up your electricity bill.
We got rid of all ours. Yeah.
Yeah, but they do conversion kits, but the thing is, either leave the ballast in there and the capacitor and the pull start mechanism will pull it all out. I'm like,
We had to get rid of all our ballast because of the PCB contents.
no,
We had sodium, mercury vapor, sodium vapor, metal halide, all that. Now it's all LED.
Yeah.
no, yeah.
So, on that table of many things, did I see a Harbor Freight red Milwaukee sprayer?
Ah,
Uh-huh. What do you put in there?
Nothing right now. I just filled it up just to test. Here, I'll test what it is. I put in 90 psi like 3 days ago. Let's see what it is right now.
is that the Harbor Freight one or?
Yeah.
Still,
Wow.
The Schrader valve's working.
Yeah.
yeah. So, no, I bought it. I mean, in all honesty, it was sort of a knee-jerk purchase because it cost more money for me to buy the brake cleaner to go in here than it is if I bought it in the cans. But
Really?
I'm thinking about if you buy the non-chlorinated stuff, which is the non-flammable, because you're not supposed to use flammable stuff in here. I think I'm just going to buy the flammable stuff and just be careful, I guess. I don't know.
It works better. I think it works better. Well, look at Dave Kernut. He bought a gallon of the brake clean and sent him 2 by mistake.
Yes, that has happened to me before, and I thought about ordering that, and then it would get the cost down, but I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Wayne, they've been showing a lot of y'all older videos on YouTube. I'm like, what the?
I know. I saw one the other day, Jake, from like 4 years ago. I'm like,
Yeah.
where did that come
Yeah,
up?
I noticed that a lot of them are popping up. Yeah, he's still getting the people that are hitting the views. So he's still getting a lot of views.
Well, as long as you put your video out there with a good title, a good thumbnail, and a good description, the algorithm is going to pick it up based on what people are searching for.
Stella, I spend
Oh,
hours
man.
now going over it, changing descriptions, changing thumbnails, and it makes a difference. It really does.
It does, and the idea is a lot of people like change out stuff like 2 hours later. No. You got to wait a week. Wait a week, wait 2 weeks, and then if it's not performing like you think it should, then start changing out that stuff and see if it makes a difference. And it does. It really does.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Yeah,
I
one
have
of
to
my
go get the wife's knife. I left it in the shop. I'm on, as she says, the poo-poo list.
You didn't say that.
no, but no, one of my short videos. One time I looked at it, had 1,700 views. Next time I looked at it, it had 1,800 views. I'm like, they say to hold the phone a certain way. If you hold it vertical, it's considered a short. If you hold it horizontal, I'm like,
Yes.
and on top of the fact I can change the color of the lettering. They give me different color options, black, orange, red, purple, pink, green. I'm like, okay.
Well, YouTube is desperately trying to get that TikTok audience. And, and it's a good gamble on their part. But, who knows what's going to happen with TikTok in the future. And they're trying to cater to that TikTok audience. And, I don't know. I put out a couple of shorts every now and then, but, I'm just not into doing the shorts.
I don't like shorts. I like to watch shorts.
Yes.
Yeah, Bruce, you were down there. Yeah, you down there in Mexico. I was like, like you wearing them shades and that hat, like.
That's right.
Yeah.
So,
Nah, but
I
like I
haven't
said,
made a video since December, but YouTube's been stirring up some old videos and popping them out there, and my channel has actually kind of recovered about 30% in the last month. Mind you, it is now no longer winter.
Right.
Yep.
They
I
might
know.
be pushed by the viewer, or they might be pushed by YouTube. I'm not sure who's doing it.
Yeah.
Nah,
Well, this is the time of year where my channel normally takes off, March, April, and then it'll do really well until like October or so, and then it sort of like fades down. So that's all right.
Oh yeah, and YouTube every Tuesday they send me a recap of what my videos have been doing, the watch time, the audience, the views, and stuff like that. I'll just say this. I feel sorry for Noel and Noel's tractors and firewood. Every other video was like, where'd that snow come from?
Yeah, they got a lot of. What was it Upper Ontario, Bruce? They got a lot of snow up there.
Yep.
Well, Texas got snow today, center part of Texas, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah. Yeah. It's 80, somewhere in the mid 80s right now. Like, yeah. Hot. The humidity's starting to come up from the Gulf. I'm like, keep that down there. Keep that down there. We don't need that.
Hey, Pete. Yeah,
Hi,
no,
Pete.
it's 85 degrees in my shop right now. I haven't turned on the AC yet. That'll come. But
Well,
I'm okay. I got the fan blowing on me, so I'm all right.
well,
Crazy.
yeah. Now, not this Monday, but next Monday, I'm headed back up to Tennessee again. I'm like, what the? My
A lot
sister.
of people from Connecticut here are retiring down to Tennessee. I don't know why. Well, I mean, I know why. There's the income tax. There's no income tax.
weather.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
beautiful down there. When I went down there to Nashville, I didn't want to come home.
Yeah, and a lot of people are doing that, vacationing to Nashville. In fact, one of my technicians is in Nashville right now on vacation.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
But my sister wanting a wall built in the shop so far back because she wants to keep all the pool supplies in the shop, and like, okay, we'll get it built. And I need to check on that bad boy Rebel ZT armor brother-in-law left there. I'm like, yeah, I need to get that tire inflated on that thing. Cause one of the tires is uninflated, and I was driving it the other day, the last time I was up there, and I kept hearing the boom, boom. I'm like, what the fool? And I'm like, oh,
Hey, Stella, excuse me 1 second, Robert. I've got Lee Anfielder, my friend Anfield, in the basement. Now, I didn't pay for StreamYard, so it's just 6 people, right?
Right.
So
Well,
I shouldn't be able to click Lee up, correct?
Right. Somebody's gonna have to
Hold
go
on.
away, and like you can get rid of me, and I can just
Well,
stay in the background.
It's saying add to stage, so I'm going to click on Lee and see what happens.
Well, it's gonna say error.
Okay, now it says limited to 6. No, because
Yeah,
I'm
you
saying
got
to
an
myself,
error.
no, but I wouldn't put it past
we get the bill.
StreamYard, charge me, and
No,
Yeah.
you can tell because of the logo in the corner.
Okay,
Powered by
I just wanna make
StreamYard.
sure. I just wanna
It's
make
noisy though, eh? Dirt trap.
Lee, if you want to come up and say hi, that's fine. I would just have to kick someone down and bring someone back up. No big deal.
Kenny,
But that's why.
I'll stay here.
No worries.
you're on StreamYard from now on instead of
No.
the other one?
I mean, like I said, for the next couple weeks, I'm having Stella help me because I've been really busy with customer stuff. And like last week, I was working on things like that mower. And with the StreamYard, even the free version such as this, you can have a co-host.
Right.
Okay.
With Restream, you have to upgrade to the next package, which I didn't feel like spending the extra $150.
Right.
So
A month.
that's why when I want a co-host, I'll use the free StreamYard.
Stella's the hostess with the mostest.
There you go. So
There you go. Yeah.
all right. No worries, Lee. Hope everything is well. Yeah, this way, like I said, last week I was trying to work on stuff, and I figured Stella could drive, and I can, I did the chainsaw dip test, and I did the other stuff, and that kind of stuff. Yeah.
How'd that turn out?
Good. The quantum mower's gone. I bought that Chinesium Strontium is what the brand is. I'll show you. And you get like 35 different governor links and
Oh, that was the springs, yeah.
I tell you, for the
I like
price.
that.
Yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed it. Where is it? Let's see.
Because there's the little tiny spring that goes on the auto choke that sometimes you don't need, and that was in there too.
Yeah, here we go. Hold on. Let me make myself big. Solo. Yeah, right here. Strontium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that little thing.
Yeah, and it's like $12 delivered, and it worked perfect. It absolutely worked perfect.
So, Demetrios, what I can tell you, and I have no idea where you are located in the world, but Harbor Freight has recently put on, if you go on their website, there is a parts place, and they are listing parts that you can buy individually for a lot of their equipment. So that's the first place I would go, is to the Harbor Freight website. And then the next thing would be to go to your local Harbor Freight store, because before they started doing that, I could go to my local Harbor Freight store and say, hey, I got this parts diagram. How do I order this thing? They say, we'll order it for you. Okay.
But
So,
another thing,
yeah.
what I've done, I've actually had to do that on a generator. I just went to Amazon and typed in generator gas tank. There are a million generic steel tanks and plastic on Amazon.
Right.
And the only caveat though, only buy the one that lists the dimensions where the holes are, so you know it's going to fit.
Yeah.
Right. So, like I said, I would start with the Harbor Freight website, and if it's not there, then go to your local Harbor Freight store with your parts list and say, I need one of these, order it for me, guys. And they will. It'll take a long time. It'll take them 6-8 weeks, 3 months to get it in, but you will eventually get your part.
Or getting a hold of James Condon. Maybe.
Yeah, I was
going to say that.
5-gallon tanks. They're not as big as a 7-gallon. They're not as deep, but they fit in the same mounting holes.
Right. Is that plastic or metal?
No, it's metal. It's metal.
No.
Yeah. Well, he's looking for a new plastic.
Oh wait, they do have it. Hold on, they do have a 7-gallon. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me show you.
Now here's the question: will a plastic tank sweat as much as a gas one?
No.
Interesting.
I don't think so.
The only thing with the plastic, though, ozone will deplete the octane over time because it will leach through the plastic.
Ooh.
They say ozone will deplete the octane rating of gasoline in a plastic can.
Good scientific tip that I didn't know.
Yeah.
Yep.
Especially if you leave it outside.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and with those metal gas tanks, you have to clean the rust out and then put that stuff in there to coat it. If there's solid
cream stuff for like motorcycle tanks, but that's pretty expensive though.
Yeah, coating is.
Yeah, because what James Condon, he put that red stuff in a gas tank.
Yeah. Well, especially if you have he had that 1950 Home Light tank. He made that tank look like brand new.
Yep.
Hey, Noel's here.
Yeah, Noel, I tell you what, he went through his firewood like it wasn't nothing. I'm like, he had a big stack, and all of a sudden next time you look like, where'd all that firewood go?
Yeah, my neighbor still got those huge logs in his driveway that we got to start cutting down. They're up to 3 foot diameter, up to 6 feet tall, so pretty big logs.
Yeah,
that's
gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun trying to split that stuff.
Well, no, we're gonna cut it like in pie wedges, going all the way around it.
Yeah,
we'll do that.
We had a little 9-ton electric log splitter. It was doing stuff that was like 2 feet in diameter.
Wow. Yeah, he bought an electric one. He's got it in his backyard, but I don't think it's that big.
No. Yeah, well, cause Noel, he had an electric log splitter in his shop. I'm like, yeah, well.
All right, guys, it's been an hour and a half. I got to get outside. It's not rain. I mean, I'm not going to jinx myself, but right now it looks like there's no rain coming down.
Yeah, we got rain here.
I want to finish that video, but watch, I'm going to walk outside. It's going to start raining. Watch, 2 seconds.
Okay.
It
is what it is.
I'm going to end it today, hour and a half. Thanks to everybody who showed up. And
hey,
who knows?
Take care, everyone.
If I'm not on next Saturday, it may be Sunday. Who knows? It's just with customers, grass season, everything else. We got to make the money. That's number one. So
I hear you, man.
We'll see everybody. Thank you again, Stella, and everybody. We will see you next week.
Take care.
Take care.
Later.